244 है ना ये रूम?
हाँ
दे दिया ना?
हाँ हाँ क्षितिज लिंक दे मैं
ओके कूल अपन ऑनलाइन है अभी यही होगा फिर
ओके
नहीं यार ये तो YouTube पेज का है लास्ट टाइम कैसे किए थे
वो लिंक देखते हैं
कौन सी लिंक
सो सी
डेफिनेटली
यही है शायद नहीं
क्या
ये नहीं होना चाहिए
Hey guys.
hey we were just figuring out
just 1 second okay it's probably just this link try करते ना ये
Yeah.
पेज एक बार वो पेज मेरे को पहले पेज I'll see ग्रुप डाल देना because we don't want to
yes Naresh
Why doesn't Hangout work?
yeah ये
वही तो मैं
you're about to join Hangout on air okay
No,
got it
but I'm opening it via Firefox.
okay this is the link to join
हाँ वही ना ये अलग है how do you share a broadcast okay probably it's here
yeah
हाँ ये है
ये link
cool this you can share
so Vikant are you there
Hey, क्या चल रहा है?
बढ़िया cool so we can start
Awesome.
cool so I'll just start the screen share so yep hi my name is Himanshu Mishra and I'll be presenting something which is called keep so this is a command line tool which I made to keep snippets of commands basically so I'll tell you about the problem first so let's say I access it somewhere and let's say I want to start another process and
Hey, can you increase the font size?
okay yeah sure
Yeah. Thanks.
so the problem is I SSH into a server and I want to start another process let's say but I get that the port is blocked and I have to figure out how to clear that port and what process is occupying that port and obviously I do not remember how to check that so I Google it and I find the command which is after 10 minutes I remember this incident personally so it took me 5 to 10 minutes to find that command and I finally found the port and executed it but it worked perfectly fine but after a week or so I obviously won't remember the command so I want to save it I want to keep it somewhere so if I can use Google Docs or something else but the best place to keep it would be this terminal itself because I am here already so this is something which I created it's called keep so I can save a new command let's say the command is for example let's say ls and list directory it's a very trivial example but I can see the list of commands which I have saved so yeah these are the commands so ls is over here and which the description is list directory so let's see an interesting example so lsof -i and colon and if I give the port number it will give me the process id which is using that port let's try it out so if I do keep run and I can just do port in use because I remember while saving this command I'm so this works on the base of keywords so it will find the command which has these keywords in it so it has these keywords and hence it will try to execute this command and so it will try to execute this command. So I have written this $port inside this command while saving. Hence, it will ask the value of this port. So I'll give a Okay, wait, there's something wrong with this. Okay, yeah. So I'm sorry, you have to give the whole list of arguments inside uh, the codes. So yeah, if I give 8,000 and it will ask me if I want to execute this command, I say yes. And yeah, it has given me this port ID and I can easily kill it. So yeah, this is one use case of keep. So let's see what are the other things which I can do. Uh, So yeah, this was it. So what I just demoed was keep new, which is used to save a new command, and keep run, which is used to execute those commands. I can obviously remove one command. So let's say keep run list. So I think I can remove this command, and it's not there in the list anymore. So keep rm is there, and so yeah, this is something else. So there's something else. So obviously I have saved these commands on my server, remote server, but I can surely use it on my local server as well. And so yeah, I'll just show you how to synchronize these commands over different computers. So this keep uses this directory to store the commands, and it generates a public key for you. So it's kind of like a secret which you have. So all you need to do is do keep init, and it will generate this key for you. And if you and all you need to do is on the other computer, just create this directory and put this dot credentials file, and just do keep pull. So it will check the server. The server is hosted by the server is a local Heroku drop app which I have, and you can also do keep push, which will okay, yeah. So this will override the saved commands on the server. I can do yes, and it will wake up the Heroku server and just save those commands corresponding to the credentials of this, corresponding to my credentials. So yeah, there are other. So yeah, server successfully updated. There are other. So if I just want to see the saved command, I can do, port in use, and it will just show me the command. So another interesting use case of this is, so we can achieve this using alias of bash. So I can just alias something like lsof minus I and to something, and I can just use this alias to get my work done. But let's say if I have something, let's say if I want to download a file, let's say if I want to download a file, if I download a file from YouTube and convert it to MP3, I will have to use this YouTube DL command, and which is something like this. So yeah, okay, this is probably a bad example. But what I wanted to show is that if this URL is in the middle of somewhere, let's say if it's over here, and the flags need to be later the argument. So in this case, the aliases trick will not work, but keep can help us achieve this. So yeah, keep is useful over here. So keep run update. Keep update is just a command to update keep the software. It's hosted. So yeah, you can install keep using pip, and the homepage of keep is over GitHub. So yeah, this is about the project. I have not worked over it for the past few months. So yeah, we can easily use GitHub just to synchronize. It will be useful. And obviously the drawback is the speed. So you can see it takes a couple of seconds to show the list. So yeah, the speed is a part. Speed is one part. So yeah, these are the improvements which can be used, and I think I've covered all the features of Keep. So yeah, this was it. So I think screen share off.
Awesome, that's really cool. I have a ton of questions about how this works, but I think what will be a better format is if we go through all the demos, and then we can all ask questions at the end.
Sure. So you can start. Yeah, sure. So which one are you? Okay. Yeah.
So we have 2 demos this time, right? Or do we have more?
Yeah.
Hey Vikrant, this is
Hi.
Kshitij. And are you able to listen to me? Am I
Yeah, I
audible?
can hear you. Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah, you're audible to me.
Okay. So I'll be presenting Lexico. It's a project that I built last year. So let me tell you what's it about. So during last years, I started reading paper books. So before that, I was using Kindle. So in that, I wanted the dictionary feature since English is my second language. So I wanted fluent in it. In Kindle, there's a useful feature for inbuilt dictionaries, but while reading e-books, it's helpful. But while reading paper books, it's quite of a difficulty to keep a personal dictionary with you all the time. So it's to look up word meanings. So for that, I used Google and DuckDuckGo search engines basically for finding word meanings. But during that, I found that I was not able to learn new words. What I was able to do was the instant gratification that as soon as I find a new word, I was able to look it up, but I was having difficulty recalling it. So that was the motivation for Lexico. So let me show you how does it work and what are its feature. So please bear in mind that this was quite impromptu. I thought of it about 20 minutes ago to demo. So let's see. So
Could you also increase the font size?
okay, is it visible now? Is this better?
Yeah, just so that in the final video, it's easy for everyone to see.
Cool. So as you can see, Lexico is a command line interface. It's a tool so that I can find the meanings of the words through my terminal itself. I don't have to go to search engines or use any app for that. And also it helps me. I can look up words while I'm working on something else as well. So let me show you how this works. So Lexico. So the first step is to initialize the application. So for that, I've got a subcommand Lexico. Lexico is basically the command, and it is the subcommand. So that will initialize the application. So for that, okay, it's already been set up basically. So let me remove the config. So since I had it pre-configured, so I'll remove it and start fresh. So let's see what happens. Lexico inits. So for this, I'm using WordNick API. So the application will ask for an API key so that the client can make further API calls. So let's get an API key. So this is a sign up page. Since I already have an account, I'll just fetch up my API key and put it over there. So
okay, your web browser is not visible.
oh, let me. Entire screen. Okay. Is it visible now? Just copy paste the API key and Lexico is initialized. So let's search for a word. So for that we have the add subcommand, which will look up for a word. Let's see complementary. So let's try this. So this will take some time so as to make the API call, and this is the interface. So we'll start with the word and some meanings from different areas. So we can see there's a genetics related to genetics, biochemistry. So there's no such segregation between the fields because the number of meanings will vary depending on the meaning and the context in which it's used. And there are a couple of examples so as to give the user some insight as to how people use the word. And there are the text pronunciation. These are basically standard dictionary data. So I've just put it there for, and there are phrases as well. So people who want to use in metaphors or want to know the prepositions related to the word. So this can help with that. The hyphenation for pronunciation, as well as what I've added is the audio, because that's the feature that I find in the search browsers that they provide, which is quite helpful, just to get the pronunciation of the word. Right. So let's see how is complementary pronounced. So just click the link. I don't know, it's not working. I don't know why it's not working, but it's quite straightforward. Okay, let's come back to that later. So apart from that, I've got translations. So this was added in Kharagpur Winter of Code by one of the contributors. So what he wanted was that he wanted to add different translations for the word in different languages. So this helps me while getting the standard meaning for the word in Hindi. So that was the main purpose behind this feature. So for complementary, we can see it's the word Purak. So similarly, we have got a couple of other languages based on the popularity. So this was about how a word is displayed. And let's see what are the other features provided. So Lexico. So we can see we have covered the add feature and the init feature. We've got export and view as well. So let's try view. So what view does is basically gives the list of the words that I've searched. So as you can see, the word complementary has been searched once, and it has been searched 2 minutes ago, and the last lookup was about 2 minutes ago. So let's try how this changes. So let's search the same word yet again. So I search the same word again. It will give me the list. Let's see if this
complementary.
Yeah. So this works. So
complementary.
So that's how we can get the audio as well, which I missed earlier. So let's see what changes in the Lexico view part. So as you can see in the Lexico view, since I searched for the word yet again, but the word was created 3 minutes ago. That shows that the first lookup was made 3 minutes ago. And it also, the last lookup shows that I looked up the word once again, just a couple of seconds ago. So that's how I can keep track of how many words I've added and how many times I've looked up the same word over the period of time. So this will help me keep track of how am I able to learn the word or not. So the final feature is I get Lexico export. Yeah. So this was also added part of by one of the collaborators. So what it does is it's create a CSV file of my vocabulary. Basically, this is a table for vocabulary. So it will create a table for the vocabulary of all the words that I have learned using this application. So as you can see, this is in standard CSV format. It just maps the view table file. We've got the same fields and the same values as well. So I guess that's pretty much it. Okay. Thank you.
Oh, that's very cool. So this was in Kharagpur Winter of Code as well, is it?
Yeah, this was part of Kharagpur Winter of Code project.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, awesome.
I think we are done with the demos.
Okay.
Manish, we are done with the
cool.
demos.
So I guess we can do reviews.
Yeah, so you had questions, I guess we can.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, firstly, like really well done. Awesome demos. Both of you. I had a couple of questions about both the things. So I guess we can start with Himanshu's project. So So is the what part of keep is running remotely and what part is running locally? Is it just the synchronization that's remote, or is something else remote as well?
Okay, so yeah, only the synchronization part is remote. So you can
Okay,
imagine as how Git works. So only the Git remote part is over the server, and the Git local copy is always there.
I got it. So you said that when you do keep list, that takes some time. Why does that happen?
I think so. I think it's about saving about the JSON file that I'm saving in, and maybe I've not. So when I was creating the keep list, I had not thought about the performance, and
Hmm.
since now I have a lot of things which keep does, I think there's something which must be blocking the performance. So yeah, I'll have to review what's the critical part. I'll have to do a profiling, and yeah, I'm thinking by changing the file type, I can significantly improve the performance.
That's interesting. I would not guess that the format itself is the bottleneck. Um, because reading a file that small is pretty fast. Like you won't, it's not noticeable. Um, and the format itself, like JSON parsing, is also very fast. It feels like there's some operation somewhere that's inefficient. Like for a delay that long, it seemed like the delay was like half a second or a second.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where that's coming from. But it is very cool. I really like the sub string search feature.
Yes.
That's really useful.
Yeah, so it actually was a personal need. I needed to download around 30 YouTube videos and convert them into MP3. And each
Yeah.
time I was not going to type YouTube DL. So I just had the list and used to copy paste the link and just press
Mm.
enter, paste, and enter, paste, and enter. It should get all the downloading. So yeah.
Yeah. So there were a couple of other things. Yeah. So one was the description has to be typed manually, right?
Yes.
Um, so one easy thing to do would be to index the man page for a command as well. And so you could, when you're searching, you could search through a manually typed description, but also through the man page. And maybe the man page has a lower priority. So something matches the description, that comes right up. But even if you don't remember the exact description, if you remember enough keywords from the man page, you could surface the command.
Yeah,
Um,
that's yeah.
the Another thing would be like if you can make this fast, then you could get keep to just automatically index every single command that you enter in the shell. So it basically functions as a kind of superior version of bash history. And instead of doing reverse search, which does exact substring matching, what you have like some kind of advanced search through history.
Yeah.
So that would be very cool. But it needs to be very fast for that to work. I think it's totally feasible to make it very fast. And another thing you could do is right. So right now, when you use keep, it clobbers the history of your shell in the sense that if you wanted to run like wget, but you don't remember the exact command, now you're running keep some search string. But what you really want to do is type out something and then hit tab, and then the tab completion shows you here are the different commands you could use. You select one of them, and then that's the command that gets run directly without keep in the middle. So that would preserve your shell history basically.
How about I can so if I do keep run something and the command is run, how about I just add the command to the history? So that can be one way to go.
Yeah, that could be, but generally, like you want to keep these pieces like there are different levels of abstraction, and you don't want to reach out from the command and like clobber the history file directly, because people have like custom configurations for how to treat history, and the only like completely safe way to do it is to run the actual command. But it's easier than it seems, because if you add bash completion or a Z shell completion script to keep, then the shell will just use that, and then it integrates with the sort of autocomplete features of that shell.
Yeah, I think.
So these are, of course, these are all like just nice things to have. They're not like, it's pretty useful already. They're just some random ideas. Yeah, but if I think if it could automatically store every single command I'm typing without me having to manually tag anything, then I would definitely start using it.
Okay, cool. I'll create an issue and let's see how these things work.
Yeah. Yeah, you should ask other people also, like what they find useful and what would make them switch to using it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, awesome. Hey, sorry, this feels like an interrogation. I feel like other people should be asking questions also. Doesn't anyone else have any questions? Have you all seen these demos already?
I don't know.
I don't have any questions. I mean, we have been seeing the demo, but
There are a lot of people over here.
there's quite a lot of people this time.
Oh, hey. Cool. So doesn't anyone else have any questions?
No.
Wow.
I guess most of them joined us.
Yeah.
Through the demos. That's fine.
Most of them what? Sorry.
Joined us late. I mean, it was already halfway through the demo. When they joined
Okay.
us.
Cool. So you'll be showing the demo to them again, is it, after this?
I'll share it to them.
The real demo will happen after this call. So yeah, so basically, I again had the same sort of question, which is like, how much of this is remote and how much of this is local? Like, can I use Lexico if I don't have internet, for instance?
No, like I showed you that it uses WordNick API as the backend, right? So what is an application? It's a client just to make the API calls to WordNick API. So if there's no internet, basically I won't be able to look up new words. But what I will be able to do is look up the words which I have already searched for. Like for example, complementary. So I would have been able to search complementary even without the internet. But if there's a new word, let's say beautiful, so I wouldn't be able to search for that.
Okay. So you can cache the result basically.
Yeah, I'm storing it in a SQLite database basically. I'm using a relational database which is storing the words and the meanings for me.
Okay, nice. So is this basically a nicer client over the WordNick API? Like instead of using their website directly, I can use this.
Yeah, so that's what I mentioned, that using websites in search engine was cumbersome, right? Because I can't keep a track of the words that I'm searching.
Okay.
Which word I search on a day. So there's no feature across any dictionary for that sort of purpose. That's why I built Lexico.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like one random thing I can think of that would be nice is if have you heard of like flashcards?
Yeah, flashcards. Yep.
Yeah,
I've used them.
Right.
But
yeah, they're a really good memory tool, right? They're really good for remembering.
They're really good. Only the thing is that they're not active. I mean, I can't search them. I need to keep them separated, sorted by alphabet order or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. But if like a nice feature on this that like I would probably quite enjoy is if you had like a quiz mode, and so basically it could like the words that you've looked up, it can ask you, hey, do you remember what this means? Or it can give you the meaning and ask you what's a word that corresponds to this meaning. And if you look up a lot of difficult words, like if you read a lot, then you look up a lot of difficult words, and then afterwards you want to remember them as well. And the quiz thing could be like a nice way of doing that.
Yeah, I have thought of that actually. So there's
Mhm.
an issue
Yeah, I'm
with this
sure. I'm
on
sure.
GitHub.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing was that somebody suggested that it was overlapping the Zen model of Magoosh. So Magoosh is a mobile application for the same thing.
Okay.
So that was overlapping with that. So that's why I thought of keeping it in future as a future release. This was basically a minimum viable product. I mean, which I use in my daily
Yeah.
life. So
Yeah, it's very cool. So, how many other people are using this now?
I guess I don't know. They're not pretty much, but after KWOC, I certainly had two more people who are using it.
Yeah,
So
that's really cool. What was KWOC like? Like, did you have a good experience mentoring somebody to add a feature?
yeah, I actually had a real nice experience. So the two people who contributed to the project, one
Oh,
of
okay.
them. So like I mentioned, the translation feature and the export feature was added by them. So one of the person who contributed in the project met me at IT Chennai actually. So
Mhm.
we were there for Inter-IT Tech Meet, and one
Yeah.
of the students met me over there. So he told
Nice.
me that he worked on my project, collaborated in December.
Oh, wow.
So
Oh, so you didn't know in
yeah,
advance that he was going to be there. He just recognized you.
yeah, yeah,
Nice.
because we had no contact outside of collaboration, right?
Oh, that's
So
pretty
I
awesome.
didn't knew he approached me and told me
Yeah. Did you feel like a celebrity? People are recognizing.
that. not 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 exactly. I mean, I thought that okay, if somebody knows me outside of PGP.
Yeah, and you got recognized.
Yeah, that's fine. No, no, at that time I didn't have.
You didn't have the
Yeah,
beard.
I didn't have the beard.
Awesome. Cool. Really cool demos. I really enjoyed this. Yeah. If anyone else has questions or thoughts, I would love to hear that as well.
Questions?
So
Probably not.
I think
No, they are.
so. Yeah, I think I have a question. So I started Keep around 2 years ago,
Okay.
and so there's something else. It's I don't remember the name of the project. It's over GitHub. So it's written exactly same commands are there. Same features are there. It's written in Go, and it also trended on Hacker News. So yeah, it got 15 minute stars, etc. But I checked out the commit history, and I said, okay, I started 1 year ago. So I don't know what should I do now. So the reason that I want to keep it in Python is that it's easily. So I feel so a lot of people know Python, so they can easily contribute. So if you saw the that substring replacement part, it was actually contributed by a fellow who is also a contributor to the repository. So yeah, that's why I want to keep it in Python. The CLI library of palettes. So this is the guy who created Flask. So yeah, so this library is called Click. So yeah, I would love some inputs over how to create a fast CLI tool on Python. It's the language. Um, so should I go the raw way of creating CLI tool using the sys.args way, or should I keep using the a library over the this system of creating a CLI tool?
I don't know why you would reinvent the wheel for argument parsing.
Okay.
Unless you're trying to do something very, very different. I can't think of any good reason you would not just use argument parsing library. I'm sure there are lots of good ones out there.
Yeah.
And then they give you lots of free things, right? Like you get free sort of help formatting, free like long form and short form of the argument.
Python added a new command. So yeah, the wrapper functions,
The help text.
the help
Yeah.
text, etc. So I just have to edit the documentation of the function, and it just or docstring of the function, and automatically generates the help string.
But if you could,
Yeah.
like,
So
are you able to guess what? So sorry. So I was just asking that. Are you able to guess what is the bottleneck for your?
I don't know.
That's probably the.
Is
Yeah,
it the
so
library?
so-
Is it Click?
No, yeah, that's what I'm unsure about. So I have to do a profiling and check.
Yeah, so maybe do that first because I don't think, like for our purposes, for what you are doing, I don't think the language will make a difference. It's probably
Yeah.
how you are implementing something. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
guessing.
Yeah,
I'm not too sure.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd
We can
agree.
do that and
I mean, a really simple way to profile is just to add a timer and just print out the time after every method or something. Yeah, that should be enough to like give you a sense of what's taking time. Yeah.
So I guess yeah. Let's do the spinning thing.
Okay, cool. So let's see. Let me present this. Okay, can you see?
Yeah, it's visible.
Okay, what is this?
so this is where we
Random.
decide who gets the prize. It's random, right?
Okay, so
We just spin.
Yeah, this is correct.
Yeah, it's
That's correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
okay.
Yeah, so this is the weird thing where you have to.
I hope
You can join. You all can join. Okay.
All right, you ready?
Just wait a second.
This seems always blue
Are
problem.
we betting on someone?
Yeah, let's bet. Let's.
Whoever wins.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
I mean, if you want to bet on this, you might as well toss a coin and bet on that, right?
Yeah, let's do 50-50 rupees betting.
So what's the purpose?
ऐसे
What-
so
What you
like,
can do is hedge your bets. You could pre-commit to sharing the money, for instance.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we'll share definitely.
ठीक है ना आधा contribute करेंगे.
Okay. Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. Cool. Yeah, just ping me on Slack and we figure out how to get you the prize money.
Okay.
Yeah. But again, we should give it to you within.
Yeah, cool.
Awesome.
Right, okay.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for coming. Next time, let's try to get more than 2 demos. Let's try to encourage more people to come. Also, it's totally fine to demo like a feature of a project. So all 4 demos so far have been the entire project, but it's fine to like make a substantial improvement to an existing project and demo that as well. Yeah, just like it's like there's no reason not to demo every week. Basically, it's like getting a free lottery ticket. You should do it. Cool. Thanks everyone.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.